Hello guys, welcome to the Road Boys United channel, man. This is your host Diego Alvarado, man. Happy holidays, everybody. Yeah, we get into this holiday spirit, man. I'm gonna do like some decoration for the next like videos and everything, so we can have like get more into the spirit of the holidays and everything. But yeah, we here, man, to do the match preview of Manchester United, West Ham. We're playing today at Old Trafford. It's gonna be a tough game, man. Especially not because of the team, not because of West Ham, but because of what Man United did against Everton, like the 10-man Everton. And this is where I say Man United is kind of unpredictable. And this is where we need the points the most, because if you look at the last results from yesterday, if we win today, if we get the 3 points today, it's a big chance to move to the top five. And not just move to the top five and get the 3 points, because these last few matches that we're going to have, not just with this, with West Ham, these are matches that we have to take the 3 points. We have to make, at least in these last three matches, we have to get 9 points. It's a must. But what I'm keeping like a little bit skeptical about it is because Man United against 10-man Everton weren't able to turn up, especially at Old Trafford. Like I said, at home, we're playing at home. They were not able to turn up, and hopefully today they do it different. They surprise me for the good. And yeah, man, it's this is a game that we have to take the 3 points. Like, if I don't think if Amorim doesn't get the 3 points here today, he's gonna be on bad waters. Even though, like, Ineos, like, say, yeah, we back him up and everything, but he's gonna be in like crazy pressure if he doesn't win today. He's gonna be on very bad waters. But there's also something too, like after that game with Crystal Palace, especially on the second half, like not the first half. First half we played bad, but in the second half, the team show us like what they, like a glimpse of what they can do. And then it's not just like in terms of like technical, like being like technical about it, but like the part where this team needs fire. And they show a little bit of that against Crystal Palace. It was a good second half. Gladly we got the 3 points, especially against one of the best defenses in the Premier League. We were able to score 2 goals, which is, that shows like that we are a team that can score goals. So that's why that game against Everton, I know it's in the past, it's behind us, but like that's why I was impressed against Everton. We couldn't score. But today we gonna have a few players back too, like Cunha's back. Lisandro Martinez too is back. He might have more minutes too today. And especially with Cunha, I think he can bring something different to the game, something that this United team was missing in the Everton game and probably the Crystal Palace game as well, especially in the first half. Cunha brings that, I wouldn't say magic, but he has that thing that I don't see any other Man United player do when he gets the ball on his feet, and he has that ability to turn them right away and get to the attack. Like, that's, he does that so well. And I think that's something that was missing a lot in this team right now. So yeah, I think we should just like, yeah, Cunha would definitely a big upgrade for this team. I have a few more other things to talk about as well. I posted a few things on Instagram, but I wanted to talk about them too. Like, it's like two things. One is like the Bruno thing, where he made this affirmation of saying like football, basically what he said, like, to summarize it, like he said like football is dead because players nowadays are becoming more like robotic, and they're not able, or the coaches won't allow them to like produce what they do best, especially him as a player, where he said that he's a player of like killer passes, like key passes in the right moment, killer passes that can change the game. And he will not change because that's who he is. And if he changed that, it's like he becomes useless. That's like that was his words. But there's two sides of the coins on that. There's that one side where, okay, definitely I agree, football is becoming very robotic. Definitely a lot of people are seeing that nowadays too, especially people that have watched like football in like 2000s 90s, like, so they're gonna tell you that you're gonna have that feeling like football is becoming more robotic. It's more about like tactics right now. That's why right now you have smaller teams being able to hold the game or even win against big clubs because of tactics. And like, yeah, we definitely don't see the element of surprise anymore. And this is a position I always loved in football, which was the number 10. And the number 10 nowadays is, it's kind of dead. It's not that. No, you still have number 10s and stuff, but it's not as the same as it used to be. That classic number 10, that creator of the game, that guy that could change the game from like 0 to 100. So yeah, we don't have that anymore. And I get what he's saying on that side, but this is the other side of the coin where you playing at this Manchester. You're not playing as a number 10 at Manchester United, so you playing as a pivot. And when you play as a pivot, you have there's certain things, certain like freedoms that you're not gonna have it on the field. You're not gonna have it on the pitch. And when you have Bruno Fernandes playing that pivot, there's some risks that you cannot take. There's some balls that you're gonna have to play it simple and not do that Olympic pass or that killer pass that he's talking about. If he was playing at a number 10 position in one of those number 10 positions, definitely go ahead, go for it. And that's where he plays the best. And I've said that before. And I've heard Mark Goldbridge from the United stand saying that too. If Bruno Fernandes it's gonna stay at United, I want him to play as a number 10. If he's gonna play as a number 10, yes, I want him. If he's not, sell him. Sell him. Because Bruno is not a number 8. He's not a CM. Like, he's a number 10. He's that like player that stays behind the striker for the killer passes, for the second balls, for the like long range shots. That's what he's good at. And that's why I told you I kind of understand where he comes from when he says, oh, that's the type of player that he is and he won't change. I get that. But at the same time, you accepted to play at this role. He always said he never complained. He always accepted to play at this role. There's certain things that you cannot. And of course, people might say, oh, it's not his fault. It's Amorim's fault that's putting him there. He's just doing his job. And I get it. I get it that he's doing his job. It's like, for example, you're good at the certain job and somebody else asks you to do something else. You end up accepting it and you tell the person, hey, I'm not good at this, but I'll try my best. That's not my field. That's not where I perform at best, but I'll try my best. Because then when something goes wrong, and I get why Bruno gets frustrated about it, because when it goes wrong, and then the person comes back and blame, oh, you're not doing the job well. But I told you from the beginning, this is not my job. This is not what I perform at best. You put me here. I accepted to stay here, but I told you, I will do my best. But this is not what I do. It's the same thing as Bruno. Like, he's basically like patching a hole over there. It's like, he's doing that for us. That's why this is another thing. It's another topic I want to bring because of this. When I heard like that Ineos, they like the Sir Jim is not gonna go. Oh, they say we don't need to go in January to buy nobody. Like, that blowed my mind. I was like, how the heck you have a player, one of the, as for me, like, hands up or hands down, like, best United player that we have, but he's playing out of position. And when you have a player like that saying things like this, and you tell me that you're not even going for a midfield in January, this is where you're gonna, sorry the word, but this is where you're gonna fuck up everything. Because now you're gonna have to struggle like with this team, because you're not gonna be able to keep this thing for every single game. It's not gonna work for every single game playing Bruno there. You're gonna need at some point to get a midfielder in January and bring the midfielder to give you more stability at the club so you can fight for the top five. But if you're gonna tell me you're not gonna go in January and buy a midfielder, for me it's out of this world. I don't know if that's a market strategy, whatever you want to call it, but if you don't go on like January and get a midfield, like you fucking up the season. Like you just throwing away the season because you're not gonna wait until, like I said that in the few videos ago. You're not gonna wait until like summer to go get a midfield. Like it's gonna be different. You're gonna have more competition for the mid for your targets that you want. The price might go up. Like the price might go up. Players, like other teams, might start looking at your targets and be like, "Oh, I need this midfield too. Like maybe let me go for this." And they get like teams like Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City, and Arsenal. They have more money than you because they're in a European competition, especially Champions League. They're gonna have more money than you, and they're gonna be able to offer more than you. Even though you finished, let's say, even though Man United, like hypothetically, let's say we win the Premier League, even though they're gonna have a little bit of advantage over you because they've been making this money like for a while right now. And for me, like if you're gonna wait until like summer to do that, you might lose interest from the players because it's the end of the season and you're gonna have these clubs. They're gonna have a more margin to negotiate. And that's where then go ahead right now in January and get that midfield. Look at all the big clubs, they do that. Like they need somebody, go January and get it. That's what you need to do. Go in January and get your midfield. Because if you want this team to compete, especially for top five, if you want Amorim to not get fired, like they were saying, like they want to keep Amorim, they trust him, they want to give him time. They want to, because they know it's a long-term process. So you have to give him a team too. You have to back him up. You cannot just wait for him to perform miracles, because you have to give this man what he needs. At least. You're not going for a wing back on. At least a midfield where you can give this team more stability. And especially like you're going to have more games now. FA Cup games. Hopefully we can progress a lot in the FA Cup, so we can have more games, and that's where we can you can manage the dressing room better because you're gonna have more games. Hopefully we can reach like semifinals, final of the FA Cup. It would be super awesome. So yeah, man, and for that you need to back this guy up. You need to bring people. You need to bring, not people. You need people. You have to bring players so you can back them up. Because like that, if we stay like this, like I said, even though we can make it, and if we do, it's a miracle, but we would hardly make it if we kept it at this pace. I'm not getting, because like this Bruno Casemiro thing is not going to work out in every game. It's not. And this is another thing, again, bringing Kobbie Mainoo. So if you're not going to give Kobbie Mainoo chances, you're not trying to give him chances, or you're trying to loan him or not trying to loan him, you have to buy somebody. You have to. You're not giving Ugarte or Mainoo chances, so you have to bring a midfielder that you trust. At least, like, I'd say a little bit more experience, but like a 25, 26-year-old with more experience to do this. I've heard like Elliot Anderson, Angelo Stieler, you had Wharton. So whoever you're going to get it now in January. This is the best time. January is the best time. Because now you will have the player. He's going to help you. And then next season, you already have a midfield. So you don't need to go buy 2 midfields now in the summer. Now you can get, and now you don't have to worry about that. Now you can focus on other targets as well. Because you're going to have more money to focus on other targets because you already finished that in January. But yeah, like I said, this I don't know. This Ineos, it's sometimes they do some good things. Sometimes then you start questioning, and be like, what's going on at this club? But yeah, back to the game, man. Like I said, this game it's a must. It's a must of the 3 points. You have to win. You have to get the 3 points here. And I did a prediction for the lineup. I believe Lamens is gonna start. Then the three center backs, I would go with Mazraoui, De Ligt, and Shaw. You might have Martinez coming in probably in the second half, I think, to get some minutes. The midfield, of course, I would start on one of the wing backs. I would say like Amad Diallo on the right. A lot of people are putting Dalot, but I'll bet on Patrick Dorgu on the left. I want to see a little bit more of Dorgu, even though he didn't have a good game against Everton. But I still believe like Patrick Dorgu can do something different. On the mid, of course, Casemiro, Bruno. The two number 10s, Ambuemo on the right and Mason Mount on the left because of the game that he had against Crystal Palace. He's a player that Amorim praises a lot. He likes him a lot, and I think with the momentum he's having, the form, he's gonna be starting. Maybe Cunha might come in, or maybe Cunha would start as a number 9. A lot of I've seen people like betting on Xerxes, but I think with Cunha back, if he's 100% fit to play, I think he would play Cunha, Mount, and Mbuemo. So that's for me. Think the lineup for me, the prediction of the lineup. I do believe if he plays Xerxes, I'll have a problem with it. But I believe he's gonna play with Cunha. Although I want Dorgu as well to play, but I'm almost 99% sure he's gonna play Dalot. So you already know like this relationship between Dalot and Ruben Amorim. But like I said, man, hopefully we get the 3 points. It's an important game. If it's an important game too, not in terms of us moving in the table, but to give us the momentum since we won against Crystal Palace. We want to keep this momentum of winning, and this is what brings it brings a type of culture to the club and to the players, where you're gonna have to keep getting these wins, and then after that, the doubt goes away and you start catching up. But this is important. Like I said, this last 3 games has to be 9 points. Has to be, or else for me or Amorim has to be not thrown on fire, but he has to get under pressure on that, because if we don't win here today, I don't know what else, man. Then what you tell me when we play bigger teams. Although Man United have this thing of like playing good against like bigger teams and playing trash against like small clubs. Yeah, man, that was the video for now. Keep tuned up for after the game. I'm gonna keep posting some things on Instagram. Like I said, follow us on Instagram, the Road Boys United, and check us on YouTube too, Road Boys United TV. Hey man, keep it up. Like keep tuned up. Like I said, hopefully we get the win today. Let's get prepared to this United, man. Let's go United. Let's get the glory. And see you guys after the game, alright? Peace.